and welcome back to The Hot Seat with Emily Diala and Dr. Viviana Coles. My name is Emily and this is Dr. Coles.
Hi guys.
We are both licensed clinicians and certified sex therapists, and today we are wrapping up our series on pleasure and sexual satisfaction. In this episode, we are going to be focusing on frequency and sexpectations.
Okay, so we've all talked about it, we all hear about it, it's in studies, it's on the news. People want to know what the magic number is to have a healthy, sexually satisfying relationship. How often should you be having sex every week? And I can hear
I know.
It's like,
I hate that word
cringe.
should. I know
It
that
makes me
word
cringe.
should, and then a lot of these questions are prefaced with, am I normal? And I feel like with sex, there's very little normal. If it feels good to you, it's normal. Let's just say that.
And if you're in a relationship where this doesn't come up very often, then you found your happy medium.
Yeah,
You found that balance for you. Congratulations. This isn't for you. But it is something that comes up really often with our couples, especially because a lot of times people want to have a quantifiable reason to come in to see a therapist. They want facts. Okay, this seems low. This seems like the wrong number. You tell us what's going on. Oftentimes they're coming in because they're not feeling like they're having enough sexual experiences.
And what does that enough mean? Yeah.
More specifically, they're not having enough sexual intercourse.
Right. Because I think we need to differentiate, well, not even differentiate, but talk about that. A lot of people think sex is just about intercourse, but there's a lot you can do that doesn't have to include intercourse that can still be very satisfying and pleasurable. And I think if we limit sex to that, you're leaving out a lot.
And you're kind of using up a lot of energy in places when we don't have a lot of time.
Exactly.
Remember when a makeout session was just
you can
fabulous?
make out for hours.
You can, or any sort of outer course or heavy petting.
Like when you're rounding the bases.
Yes, and that was so much fun and it was so exciting and it left you wanting more. I often hear a lot of women say that they really mourn the fact that they don't make out anymore, that it just goes straight to home base.
Exactly. So we want to encourage couples to think about sexual experience not just in terms of the frequency or quantity, but also of the quality and variation of the kinds of sexual acts that you're doing with your partner.
And as part of the sexpectations we're talking about, I often hear a lot of couples think that any sort of oral play or manual play is only as a precursor to intercourse.
Or to orgasm. Yeah, again, it's all about that orgasm. If we just did a whole episode on orgasm, so if you missed it, go back and check it out because we debunked a lot of these myths that surround orgasm.
Absolutely. And if you're only seeking out that orgasm or you're only seeking out intercourse, you're missing out on a lot of fun that can happen in 2 minutes versus 20, which we're all looking for ways to save time, but that also leave you wanting more, and that can create a far more pleasurable foreplay experience that goes all the way in through the weekend when maybe you do have more time and can engage in multiple different activities. Studies do show that couples who experience and interact with each other in 3, 4, 5 different sexual experiences.
Longer. It doesn't have to be sex every single time.
They experience a lot more pleasure than those who only engage in 1 or 2 sex acts at a time.
Right.
So we can give you all lots of ideas on what that might look like, but it's more important that you're talking to each other about what you want.
Right.
If making out was something that you really enjoyed in the past, why not make it part of your present?
Yeah. Think about this more of like erotic bonding behaviors as opposed to sex. Think of it something more than you would do with just a friend, but not necessarily something that that only means intercourse. There is a lot in between. It could mean like stepping into the shower with your partner or
a massage.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot that you can do with your partner that will bond you erotically and leave you wanting more, which again is the precursor to increasing sexual desire.
And I think that you'll find that even if you don't have a lot of time or if you don't have a really high sex drive, that bonding in those ways sporadically throughout the week or a month, depending on if you're long distance or whatever, or if you're traveling a lot for work, if you sprinkle those type of experiences throughout the month, everybody's satisfaction goes up.
Yeah, definitely. And I always tell people to figure out what your normal is. A lot of people read in like Cosmo or GQ, or they see it on a TV show, that I feel like 3 times per week seems to be everyone's idea of what the magic number is. And I've had couples come in before where they say, we think there's something wrong with us because we're not having sex 3 times a week. And I say, well, how often are you having sex? Oh, maybe once every 1 to 2 weeks. And I'll say, okay, well, is that a problem for you? No. Is that a problem for you? No. Then don't make it a problem. You have to figure out your normal.
Or they say that they're not having sex but once a month, but they're having lots of oral play.
Yeah.
And they're having lots of massages and sensual experiences that kind of keep them warmed up for each other. And that's really the point of this, is it's not so much the number, it's how you're feeling towards each other.
Absolutely. Think of it more of what gives you quality, what bonds you together with your partner, what keeps things fun and exciting. And a lot of times it's not just intercourse or orgasm.
So for this episode, your challenge is going to be to comment in the section with a hashtag hot seat to let us know what your magic number is for sexual experiences throughout the week that keep you happy and satisfied.
Right. And we want to know why. Like, if you pick a number, I want to know why is that important to you.
All right. We'll see y'all next time. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Bye-bye.